Welcome to the Scoreboard. I'm Ahmed Nawaz and you're watching us live from our Islamabad studios of Pakistan TV. Let's take a look at our top stories. In the first half of the show, we're going to introduce you to someone very special who's made a global name for Pakistan when it comes to tennis. His career has been absolute stellar, a career that has given Pakistan an identity on the global stage of tennis. That career now comes to an end as Aisam-ul-Haq Qureshi has announced his professional retirement from competitive tennis. Of course, he will continue to serve Pakistan Tennis as the president of the Pakistan Tennis Federation. And I think not just these tournaments that we talk about, ever since he started his professional career, going back all the way to the age of 18 and then moving on to the Davis Cup debut in 1998, then the Wimbledon debut in 2001, then to beating Roger Federer, to beating major names in tennis, and then of course serving Pakistan Tennis Federation as the head of the federation as well, and making sure that the administrative setbacks and the logistical setbacks that he faced, new players don't have to face them, and then of course bringing the first ever ATP Challenger Cup to Pakistan speaks volumes of what Aisam-ul-Haq Qureshi has achieved. He's always put Pakistan first, so of course we will be talking to him exclusively. Then of course we move on and we discuss the Premier League and give you an update on English football as well, where Everton has shocked Manchester United as they beat them 1-0. Even with 10 men for most of the game, because Idrissa Gueye was sent off in the 13th minute. The red card was given for slapping his own teammate Michael Keane after a confrontation. That ended badly, but then again the decision was reviewed by VAR and confirmed for violent content as well and conduct. The winning goal in the 29th minute, Kieran Dosby Hall, who struck a superb shot past Manchester United's goalkeeper. So I think post-match he did apologise to his teammate, but the fact is that Everton's manager David Moyes defended his passion. He said, "I like my players fighting." Moyes had to rub salt in United's wounds. I think it was destined. I've often said this on live television that the only reason why Manchester United are suffering is because of the curse of David Moyes. Then we move on and we tell you about the latest from Celtic, as well as Wilfred Nancy, who currently manages Columbus Crew MLS, is reportedly in advanced talks now to become the next manager for Celtic. Martin O'Neill is serving as interim manager until a permanent position is made, but looks like the permanent appointment is going to be with Wilfred Nancy as well. Discussions reportedly include bringing some of Nancy's backroom staff from Columbus Crew. 48-year-old will be an emerging and progressive coach, which is expected, but I think he has the right to pick his own team that will be working alongside him as well. Then we move on to boxing. We talk about Billam-Smith, of course, world titles and targeting Opitia and Ramirez, which is of course something that we will be talking about, the unification or major title fights in the cruiserweight boxing as well. Opitia is of course the top cruiserweight and IBF and other titles that he holds as well. Ramirez, on the other hand, another cruiserweight fighter, and this undisputed cruiserweight title is being targeted. It means that it's going to be unifying all major cruiserweight belts as well. So we have to update you on that. Then we move on to a partnership between the Saudi Fund for Development, the SFD, and FIFA. Of course, a memorandum has been signed of up to $1 billion for concessional loans for sports football infrastructure in developing countries. This is a major development for football and especially for the region as well. And then we move on to Rick Fox, who has now entered Bahmian politics. I mean, what a career change that was. The former NBA player who's won 3 championships with the Lakers has announced his candidacy for a seat in the Bahamas House of Assembly as well. The general election is expected to take place by October of next year. In his announcement, we'll give you all the details as well. That's what we're discussing on the show. Joining us in studios is fellow anchor and sports expert Syed Owais. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you, Ahmed?
I'm very well. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we're going to come back to you, Owais, but now joining us is the superstar himself, someone who has brought such a good name for Pakistan when it comes to the tennis world, and I think we're all so proud of him. Joining us is the president of the Pakistan Tennis Federation and the superstar Aisam-ul-Haq Qureshi. Assalamu alaikum, sir, and welcome to the Scoreboard.
Hi, brother. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for such a kind introduction and the lovely words as well.
Well, I wish we had a knighthood in Pakistan, because you would have certainly deserved the title of Sir Aisam-ul-Haq Qureshi. But first of all, congratulations. A stellar career comes to an end. Talk us through the emotions right now.
Big moment. Obviously, the whole life, the whole career obviously comes in front of my eyes, A few days ago, we celebrated the farewell ceremony, and it was very emotional. Seeing my kids, my wife, my parents, and yeah, it's a full circle basically. I feel very proud also what I've achieved on the court as a player, and feeling really proud as well, bringing the first ever ATP Challenger to Pakistan also. Even though it's my last tournament, professional tournament of my career and my life, but it's a way, in a way, it's a gift as well to Pakistan, to Pakistani players as well. I really want to see more and more Pakistani players playing on the ATP circuit, on the junior circuit, and getting laurels for the country. And I've done my level best to conduct myself in the best way possible to help project a very positive, soft, and loving image of my country. That has been the main driving force to get laurels for my parents, for my family, and obviously my country. And inshallah, I'm going to carry on doing that as a president as well. And Allah ka bahut karam hai. He has blessed me with this career, with this life. Uh, Alhamdulillah, touch wood. I had a career of 25 years, more than 25 years without any serious injuries, and the longevity as well, beating Roger Federer, Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, making two finals of a Grand Slam, Masters event titles, winning two Arthur Ashe Humanitarian Awards. So yeah, Allah has been very, very kind, and I just feel it's the right time to put my rackets down, bringing this ATP Challenger to Pakistan, and inshallah, I will do my level best as a president to keep helping and supporting Pakistan tennis.
Well, the career highlights are amazing. I mean, even that Roger Federer victory is something that all of us have cherished. But, you know, for any player in any sport, let alone tennis, which requires so much individually from a player as well, it's very important to recognize when you think the time has come. Like you said that, you said it before as well, every good thing must come to an end. So we realize that fact. But now you're in a very important position where you understand what you've been through, and now you see some younger players, and you're of course going to try to put contingencies that they don't have to go through the same hurdles and obstacles. To change that is a monumental task. You've done that already. You've been working on a project to the upgradation of tennis infrastructure in Pakistan. You've always talked about a high performance center. You're bringing international tournaments to Pakistan. We're going to come to the Challenger Cup in a bit as well. But in this position that you're in right now, what's the way forward? Which is the primary focus now that you want your players to focus on?
Dreaming big. That's been my main goal for the last year and a half. Ever since I became president, I think our players lack that self-belief, the self-desire to dream big. They're giving the opportunities to play international tournaments and never been given opportunities to get sponsors and go abroad and play week in, week out. I think they have the potential, they have the ability. It's just about getting the right mindset, bringing the right mentality to them. And I'm trying to do that with all the action that I've been taking for the past year and a half, bringing international tournaments to Pakistan, bringing international trainers to Pakistan, bringing international to Pakistan so our coaches can learn, our trainers can learn, our players can learn. It's not just about the players. I think it's the whole ecosystem.
Right, certainly. I think it's just been, a remarkable career that we talk about as well. And we've seen, the fact that there's been so much talked about when it comes to tennis in Pakistan, but a global identity is always necessary. So when you were participating in these different tournaments for Pakistan, what was the change in that culture that you observed as well, talking to your competitive players as well, going and participating in tours around the world? Right, I think we've got a technical difficulty. We'll try to sort this out. Owais joins us in studio. What a stellar career. I mean, I understand it's a emotional moment when it comes to an end. Looks like he's been there for a lifetime, but we've attained a global identity of tennis because of Aisam-ul-Haq.
Oh, we're both lucky, to have some programs with him, and he's one of the guys, I would say that who's basically implemented the tennis culture in the Pakistani youngsters, because when you just talk about Aisam-ul-Haq, I remember just not in the tennis world, if you talk about him in the offside, where he is supporting the needy people for education, he's supporting the sports scholarship. And if you talk about tennis, because it's not one of the sports in Pakistan which is actually more familiar to anyone, but getting there, getting the scholarships for the guys, getting equipments for the players. That shows how dedicated he is.
Well, the dedication has always been there. Assam joins us again. Assam, I'd like to ask you the change in culture that you observed when you were going around the world representing Pakistan, which was known for many sports, but when it came to tennis, you've been the global ambassador for us.
Yeah, mate, my whole career, I actually never thought or dreamt of becoming world number one or winning Grand Slams. To be honest, that was never my main goal or aim. Maybe it should have been, but it was not. Main thing was to get laurels for my parents, for my family, and for my country, to be recognized as a tennis player in a cricket-loving nation. And I just wanted to have an identity as a tennis player. And that's what I tried to do on a global stage as well, trying to conduct myself in the best way possible so people, the perception they have about Pakistan or Muslims, to change that as well. And I've always considered myself as an ambassador of Pakistan, and I did my level best to do that. And bringing this ATP tournament, also bringing all the ITF junior tournaments as well, I think is changing the mindset and perception of all the players who are coming here. The perception of ITF about Pakistan, the perception of ATP about Pakistan as well, and about giving opportunities to Pakistani players. Been getting some people talking negative, obviously, leg pulling about the challengers and the level of the challenger players or the ITF players. They don't understand it's about giving opportunities to our players. And so they can come into the international ranking, they can change their mindset, they can change their beliefs and ideology as well. And bringing this tournament, so many people have been speaking to different various players who actually, I don't know, had crazy perception about Pakistan. Now they're here. They've been here for 4 or 5 days, and the warmth they're feeling, the love they're feeling from our people, and that's what I want to convey, And this is what I've been trying to do, and I really love to see when people take good, positive memories about Pakistan. And yeah, I just want to maintain this legacy that my Nana gave, Khwaja Iftikhar Ahmed, my mom, national champion for 10 years, Nausheen Ihtisham. I don't want what happened to squash after Jahangir Khan, Jamshed Khan. I don't want what happened to hockey. We've been world champions. We've been Olympic champions. These kind of things, I feel I've been given a gift from Allah Mia, 260 million people. And I feel like Allah chose me for tennis and my job is not done yet. And it will be only fair to his gift to me that I go all the way as a president as well. And now the main goal is to be a better president than I ever was as a player. And for me, this accomplishment of getting an ATP tournament for the first time in Pakistan history is actually, I think, becomes the first compared to all the achievements that I've had as a player. And inshallah, plan is to get more and more challenger tournaments next year and year after as well. Change this whole ecosystem. So Pakistani people can understand also it's not cricket that you can make a living out of it, but inshallah tennis as well. And next year plan is to have an international calendar and we'll have national tournaments around it. So the players can make a good living from tennis as well, inshallah.
Well, certainly, I mean, the way forward is something that we've always talked about, and you're trying to improve that infrastructure as well for our next generation of tennis players. As you mentioned, the whole roadmap yourself as well. But, I'm more particularly focused once again on this Challenger Cup because it sets the precedent of many more international events for Pakistan as well. Now, how important is this as far as a symbolic gesture is concerned? And when you talk about, the world body as well, how do they see Pakistan at current?
No, this is huge. I'm telling you, it's going to open a lot of doors for our players, for our sponsors also. I think for tennis as well, it's important to have international events at the top level. Bringing ATP event is, I feel like it's almost like getting an ICC event for the first time in Pakistan for cricket. And it is as big as that. And I think it's going to help us get more tournaments. It's going to help us get more sponsors as well. There have been a lot of sponsors for this event as well. And I can't thank them enough for their contribution towards this tournament. I don't want to miss out any sponsors, to be honest. But the main sponsors who have helped us out, Bard Foundation, Askari Bank, PSO, Pakistan State Oil, Pakistan Sports Board, Fauji Cement, Murray Bury. These organizations have been instrumental in for the success of this tournament. And inshallah, I think more and more international big events you're going to bring, more and more big names you're going to bring to Pakistan. I think it's going to change the ecosystem of tennis as well. And we have 140 player Ilya Siemer from Sweden. He's Swedish #1, Davis Cupper as well. He's here. Bjorn Borg, the great Bjorn Borg, his son Leo Borg is here. And he just won his first ever challenger match in Pakistan. And he was like all praises for Pakistan. He was telling me after the match that he's going to remember Pakistan for the rest of his life, because in the past 6 years, he's never won a ATP Challenger level match. He's been winning ATP Tour matches for some reason, but never won an international ATP Challenger level match. And he won today. And so these are the things I want to change about people. And it's going to change, I feel like, the whole mentality of parents as well, players as well, and about general public in Pakistan as well, about tennis in Pakistan.
Well, certainly, what would be your message, to countless fans out there who have supported you throughout your career? They've been, very loyal fans. Some of them still are. Even I've been talking to the next generation of Pakistani tennis players who've majority, have been saying that we want to be like Aisam. We've been following Aisam. What's your message to the young boys and girls who want to play for Pakistan?
Honestly, I can't thank each and every one of them, for all the love for 25 years they've given me on and off the court. It's been unbelievable. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the media also who have been with me through all the thick and thins, ups and downs, and have supported me, have promoted me. Without you guys, I don't think I would have been Aisam-ul-Haq Retires, the tennis player from Pakistan, if you had not highlighted my achievements or my career throughout these past 25 years. And right now, the main message to the youth of Pakistan, especially Islamabad, would be to come out here, celebrate this tournament, support this tournament. It's my last tournament, professional tournament of my career. I'll be playing my first round tomorrow around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So would love each and everyone who is watching this to come out and support me as well and the tournament as well. And I just feel hard work always pays off. There are no shortcuts to success. And just believe in yourself and your abilities, and Allah will definitely help you and take you and help you to get to highest peaks. And just be honest with yourself, be honest with your profession, whatever you're doing. And I think you can achieve anything in life.
Inshallah. Once again, I think on behalf of the entire Pakistani nation, we'd like to not only congratulate you on a stellar career, but thank you for your services to Pakistan as well.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for joining us. That was the legend himself, Aisam-ul-Haq Qureshi, talking to us on the scoreboard. And what a stellar career it has been as well. We've got some more things to discuss as well on the show, especially there's been a lot of hype about PSL franchises now. It's not just talking about 8 of them. It's about the fact that some of them have gone on to retain their franchises for the next 10 years as well. Of course, Lahore Qalandars, Peshawar, Zalmi and also Quetta Gladiators are the 3 franchises who've already confirmed that they will be sticking to the ownership for the next 10 years as well. The valuation reports have come in, they've been completed as well for franchises. There have been an increase in the model of payments as well. So that is something that we do talk about, and that loyalty to fans always stays there as well. Syed Mohammad Owais, floor manager for PSL and many other duties you've done. But 3 franchises have certainly confirmed. Let's talk about Lahore Qalandars. I think the largest fan base of any franchise in PSL.
On a lighter note, many differences from Lahore Qalandars, but I would say one thing you just rightly pointed out. When you talk about Lahore Qalandars specifically, the model what they carry in the Pakistan Super League, they are one of the franchises which are basically lively whole year. They have got some programs, summer programs. They have got that high performance center that needs to be appreciated, where you got Haris Rauf, where you got Daniel, who was playing for Pakistan A right now, who has been a limelight for everyone. Mohammad Naeem, they have got some fabulous cricketers who basically were built from them, and that came to first class and then for the Pakistan team. They have been doing a fabulous job, but I was excited to see that they are the only franchise who has gone for 10 years bid, the most expensive franchise right now. Because if you remember, if you talk about the first edition of Pakistan Super League, the 10 editions, I would say, it was Multan Sultan, and I hope Multan Sultan's stuff gets settled down, because it's one of the franchises everyone has been looking after. But when you talk about this 4 franchises, just Islamabad United has been left out, but I feel that obviously they might have some differences in the clause, but it could have been settled down and they come back on the floor over here. But one thing, good to see that it's 11th edition, you're adding on 2 extra teams over here. Just one thing to confirm, it's that now looking at the Pakistan Super League management, that whether Pakistan Super League will they be going on the drafting process, or are they going on the auction
the
process?
auction as well. I think that is important to understand. But you know, there is still no contact that has been made with Multan Sultans. I don't know why. I am not going to be controversial at this stage, but it really bothers me that 3 franchises have already confirmed. Karachi and Islamabad are obviously yet to do that as well. But as far as the process or the what you can say, the invitation has to be sent. There's been no contact with Multan Sultan so far.
I remember when all this process started, and one of my friends, I mean, he just texted me a voice note and said, "Teri naukri to gayi."
Will we not see Multan Sultans with the same ownership this season?
I mean, see, it's unfortunate the whole scenario which happened, because that's one of the franchises. When we talk about Lahore Qalandars, even talk about Multan Sultan, they're one of the franchises who have basically done a lot for the southern Punjab. I mean, specifically getting that academy stuff over there. All year they have got some activities going on, getting some foreign coaches working with the pace battery, with the batsmen. Yasir Khan can be an example, because he was a product of that academy, which came up for the Pakistan Shines even too. I mean, there are many of other players, I would say, even that pace battery guy who got hit for 3 sixes, but still he was a part of that process, I would say. Shahid Aziz, I mean, he was a part of that process. So they have been doing a lot, but unfortunately, whatever circumstances happen, still I see that it's the best thing on a table talk, just sit down, because Multan Sultan is one of the franchises basically has gone through many ups and downs.
But the problem was they identified certain setbacks and problems in the PSL, rightly so. You know, you certainly have your reservations as a franchise. The other franchises didn't do that. So it was either only them complaining, or collectively they probably could have established better communication with the PSL management. That didn't happen as well. So it became very ugly for both parties.
So, I mean, because when you basically have a league cricket going on, so you obviously have a WhatsApp group where you have got the honours. I mean, they just nominate one person who's actually in conversation with the Pakistan Cricket Board. I mean, so obviously wordings, I mean, discussions would have been gone through that WhatsApp group, but this was unfortunate, whatever stuff happened on. But when you talk about Multan Sultans, because one thing is good, when you talk about the next 2 teams coming up, even Multan, I would say, I hope this Multan Sultan.
Well, you're
goes
talking
back to
about
Ali Tareen.
individuals. You just said individuals. I'm sorry to say this, but you know, their former GM operations is now GMPS. You know, is in the PSL management committee.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, that could have worked. She could have established communication for them.
Literally, that's I mean, that's something I was even thinking on, because she had been one of the major parts of Pakistan Super League team, I would say. And I don't know what's going on. I mean, that's the thing I said, they could have had a table talk and just resolved it. But one thing what I loved about Pakistan Super League in whole 10 editions was that the marketing and the branding what they have done. Why? Because if you just talk about the new investors who basically want to get that, even the old teams, they want to buy that. There was a bidding process going on. Many of them are interested. I mean, they have got, like, if, for example, if it's any company, I mean, you got one of the major stakeholders coming up.
Absolutely.
So you have got
But
many.
you know what's interesting, Owais? So you talked about 2 more franchises. Now we'll reach a number of 8 franchises. 2 more franchises means more opportunities for players, yes, but 2 new captains for 2 new franchises. Now that's an interesting phase for Pakistan at the moment.
Captain, I mean, he's on. He's basically under boiling water. I mean, when you talk about the Pakistan Super League, that's the charm. I mean, watching Shaheen versus Babar Azam, watching Salman Ali Agha versus Shaheen Shah Afridi.
I mean, come on, your T20 skipper has got to captain at least one franchise.
He has to, I mean, because he's in. I feel that he was in Islamabad United, and obviously the Shadab Khan sitting up over there as one of the most dominating captain. We need to understand that. I know if you talk about his presence, he has been one of the most man of the match in the T20. But coming back to PSL, again, I'm telling you, I'm excited for the new teams, because there has been race going on. I remember there was one of the meetings where the name was discussed, and one of the franchise owners, I mean, who was actually trying to build up, and he said, interested, and he said that I want to have stallions as a trademark, because you remember there was once, I remember, even you, in our young days, we never used to say that we want to play for Pakistan Shines, but we used to play that we want to play for Sialkot Stallions, Faisalabad Wolves, and this kind of teams. I mean, so that's, if we have that Sialkot Stallions trademark, the whole momentum what Sialkot Stallions used to carry on, that comes back into that.
Are you hinting we're going to have a team from Sialkot?
I mean, I can't say 100%, but the news coming up, I mean, you might have a team. Might not, I would say you will definitely have a team from Sialkot coming up, because Sialkot, I mean, when you talk about the industry, what sports industry, they bring in the whole world, the way they have been carrying the Pakistan manufacturing sports around across the globe, and one of the, I would say, a place where you visit every, I would say.
But 2 more franchises means 2 more opportunities for you, Syed Mohammad Owais. So I don't know where Owais goes. but maybe he's got now 2 more franchises to pick from. But now, of course, I think with 2 additional franchises, it's going to be interesting. But 3 franchises, as we just highlighted, have already confirmed. They include Lahore Qalandar. They also, excuse me, include Quetta Gladiators, and they also include a franchise which has been very popular, Peshawar Zalmi, because of Babar Azam as well. So they are now hanging on for the next decade for 10 years. That's going to be interesting, and we're still yet to receive confirmations as well. But now we take your focus to football. Everton have hammered Manchester United, 10-man Everton, I should rightly say. And I think it's just been an embarrassing situation for Manchester United. But you know, I don't understand, I fail to understand this, that Manchester United's problems are just not going away. They've decided and they've done everything that they could do, but the owners are absolutely ridiculous. They're absolutely stubborn. The Glazers will not give up on Manchester United ownership. The fans already want them out, and it's costing a team which has enjoyed so much of respect and repute in English football. They've almost been an identity for English football as well. So I think that is something that we really need to talk about. Syed Mohammad Owais, it's not just this disappointing loss to a 10-man Everton, but the fact is they brought back Ronaldo, they couldn't handle it well. They changed about 3-4 managers, they couldn't handle them well. I don't know what they're trying to do.
I mean, Manchester United, whenever we talk to a young guy, I mean, who's not even into football, I mean, definitely he takes that one name, because they were the team which they basically dominated across the globe. I mean, one of the teams I would say, like for example, we're talking about Pakistan Super League, I mean, the trademark, everyone wants to be in that team, because they know that they're one of the most exciting teams. What they produced, one of the exciting players. I mean, if you talk about the managers, if you talk about the head coaches, the team working behind, they had one of the best names in it. But like you pointed up, I mean, I don't know what's going on, because when you talk about this team, I mean, they're one of the teams which can definitely be a tough component against Aston Villa, Liverpool. It can be anyone, I mean, but the progress what they have shown, especially it's on a decline. I mean, when you talk about the management, there has been many issues coming up over there. I remember, even I was just reading one of the articles, even the fans, I mean, they have been complaining about the management. I mean, that needs to be changed on. So the stakeholders which basically deal with that football club, I'm surprised.
Fans went beyond to the management. Fans said that they want the owners to go now, and I think they rightly, because the entire franchise model is based on the loyalty to fans. But they've been stubborn. They didn't give up. Even the largest share remained with them.
See, I mean, because I was in one of the parts of one of the teams, I mean, right now in England, where I worked, and I've seen that the relationship with the fan, it's the most important for them. I mean, because whatever easy stuff they can do for them, that's the priority. I mean, getting the fan zone areas, anything, I mean, they would do. But I remember with the article what I saw regarding this Manchester United, I mean, the fans have been literally complaining, and the stakeholders, because one guy can't own a big team. I mean, you have that breakdowns, you have got even shareholders for that. They have been now basically seeming out, I mean, what to do about this, because even the shares of the Manchester, I remember, that has been fluctuating a lot. So it will be important how the English Premier League specifically, I would say, deals with this, because
they'll probably talk to, probably put it up on sale in Saudi Arabia. Maybe somebody buys it there.
Easily, man. I mean, because I remember once for the Ittihad, if you remember, there was a lot of bid going on, and even Javed Afridi's name was coming up, I remember.
Even Newcastle United went to a Saudi consortium being led by Mohammed bin Salman.
Because when I was a part of the Pakistan management team, I mean, I remember when we went to Saudi for one of the matches against Jordan, against Syria, I remember in Ramadan, and the setup what I saw was there specifically for the Al Hilal group, I mean, that was under 17. It was massive. I mean, a 6-story gym. Every guy who basically comes for that club, I mean, six-story gym. Every guy who comes up for that club, I mean, he's got a free scholarship, free fitness coaching, everything. That's how you build a nation, I would say.
Just tell us they have a swimming pool as well.
Oh, everything, man. They literally had. I mean, that's the point I'm telling you. It's hard to meet us. I mean, seriously.
And here we're always talking about whether we can get lights at the stadium or not. I mean, that's to a point. But thank you very much, Owais, for joining us for our segments as well. I think it's just been a disappointing run for Manchester United, and they really have to think about their fortunes as well. It won't just remain to that what's happening, but a 10-man Everton beating them like this. And I like the fact that David Moyes was there to rub salt in their wounds, because we should have kept on to him as a manager. We didn't believe in him, and the guy cursed us. It's as simple as that. But then we move on to some more updates as well. Celtic now are eyeing a change in their management as well. They are all set to appoint a new manager who's going to be coming on to their team as well, and we've got the details for you as well. The deal still yet to be announced, but Wilfred Nancy, who currently manages Columbus Crew MLS, is reportedly in advanced talks to become the next Celtic manager, which is being tipped for as well. Martin O'Neill is currently serving as the interim manager at the Celtic until a permanent appointment is made, which had been told by Celtic as well. And of course, if we talk about the discussions, they reportedly include bringing some of Nancy's backroom staff from Columbus Crew as well. Now, that is important for me because I think any manager or coach who's coming has to bring his own team. That's the only way things are going to go forward, especially giving him the opportunity, and also the fact that you've got to give him the right to make his own signings as well. So I think this is something important that we talk about. And then, of course, we give you an update on boxing as well, where it's going to be a unified belt probably for the cruiserweight division as well. There's been a lot of talk about this fight between Billam-Smith, but I think the whole world now wants a unification in the belt as well. Whether it happens or not, I think that is something else. But the fact is that Jay Optia is the top cruiserweight. And I think holding an IBF and other belts around him as well just makes him a standout cruiserweight fighter. But elsewhere, Gilberto Ramirez is another cruiserweight fighter with the undisputed cruiserweight title now being targeted, meaning a boxer like Billiam or Smith might be aiming to unify all major cruiserweight divisions as well. Now, that is something I think which is very, very interesting that we talk about the prospect as well. And already a lot of people have voiced their concern that they probably see this happening as well. Now we're going to shift your focus to some more developing stories as well. We start off with the fact that Rick Fox has now entered Bahmian politics as well. Now, this is something interesting. The former NBA player, three-time champion as well, has decided a change in career. To discuss this further, joining us on the scoreboard is our very own sports correspondent, Warda Addle Jahangir. Assalamu-alaikum and welcome to the scoreboard.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. How do you see this now? I think it's a major change in career, but probably a successful one already.
Definitely, as you know, he is a sportsman and entertainment person also, as well as expected to focus his political agenda on the youth empowerment, economic reforms and national development. And also many observers believe that his strong global profile could help attract international partnership, investment opportunities and new avenue for the economic growth in the Bahamas.
Well, how do you see this, you know, from a media perspective? Because anyone who's been a player already enjoys a lot of success. You know, they're very popular. So naturally, when they step into elections, they're bound to have a lot of support.
But I see like that he can attract many youth and the youth people and the youngsters and a fresh wave. They are seeking the fresh ideas.
So he can be an influencer, basically.
Yeah, he can. And because he wanted to focus on his political agenda right now, so the political commentators also highlight that the Fox entry into politics comes at the time when the Bahamian population seeking fresh ideas, as I mentioned before, as a new leadership style. His experience in the team building, support management and the community development is being cited as a potential advantage and attempts to translate success for the basket court to the political stage.
Well, he's already been ambassador at large for the Bahamas as well, obviously because of his father. So you think because he's been in that position gives him a better idea of what the problems might be?
Exactly. And for emphasize that his campaign is bigger than party politics and aims to make Bahamians feel safe, secure, empowered and proud.
Absolutely.
As well. And Fox was born in Canada and the Bahamians father and Canadian mother. He played 14 seasons and NBA and with the Los Angeles Lakers and Boston Celtics.
Everything you've said right now, you know, gives me an idea that if you were in the Bahamas, you would have voted for him. So I think it's as simple as that. But then again, there's another major development that has happened. FIFA has signed an MOU with the Saudi Fund for Development, the SFD. Now, this is a record signing that has taken place, which involves a sum of almost $1 billion in concessional loans and for development of football infrastructure as well. I think if you talk about the Saudis, they're already pouring so much money into sports with their new model and their Vision 2030 under their leadership of the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman as well. But I think when you talk about this Saudi Fund for Development and the MOU with FIFA, it just gives us a better idea of what sports inclusion and youth empowerment. Warda, what can you tell us about this MOU?
I think under this collaboration, both organizations will work together to fund, build and modernize the football grounds and training academics and community sports complex, Experts say that its initiative could play a vital role in empowering young athletes by giving them the resource and environment to need it on compete on international standards, obviously. And this is a huge development, and also the 1 billion in a low interest loan to help developing countries to build improved football facilities, which is a great thing in itself.
Well, if you talk about Saudi Arabia, Warda, their model has completely changed now. There's so much investment in football. They brought in superstars like Cristiano Ronaldo. They've been investing in football. How do you define the popularity of football in Saudi Arabia?
Well, if we talk about that global sports landscape, a major development has taken the place in FIFA, and the Saudi Fund for Development has joined hands to support the growth of the sports infrastructure in developing countries. This partnership is being seen as a significant step towards the promoting youth engagement, strengthening sports diplomacy, and creating economic opportunities in region where access to equality for facilities remains limited. So this can attract very global stars towards the Pakistan as well.
Well, obviously, I hope, that kind of investment comes to Pakistan and we're able to improve that infrastructure as well. But, this is a historic MOU. I mean, when you talk about the development of certain developing countries, and I think football already, whether we have to say, I think let's accept it, it's the most popular sport in the world. There's
Indeed.
so many countries that are playing football.
Indeed. And observers point out that a Saudi Fund for Development increasing involvement in global sports reflects Riyadh's broader vision to enhance its international presence through the soft power tools, including major supporting investment for many partners countries. And a project offers not only infrastructure development, but also possibilities for jobs, tourism, and long-term social impact.
Absolutely. I think that is going to be a huge impact, because obviously when you're developing one sector, 3-4 sectors are going to be developed. But thank you very much, Warda, for joining us and updating us on all of this as well. Of course, we have to once again update you on the tri-series which is taking place at the Pindi Cricket Stadium. Zimbabwe have won the toss and they've opted to bat first against Sri Lanka. And the fact is, this is a very, very important game for Sri Lanka. They lose this one, their chances are already dented. But what bothers me the most is that Sri Lanka are joint hosts of the T20 World Cup that is upcoming, and it's very disappointing to see them not in form, because they're going to be playing majority of their matches at home, and they're a team that has qualified majority times for the knockout stages of a T20 World Cup in all its previous editions as well. So I think that is something they want to improve on as well. But talk about Zimbabwe, they're on a roll as well. If you want to catch all the action, it will be live on PTV Sports in the next couple of minutes as well. You can watch it all there. But the fact is that if you look at the Zimbabwe team and you look at Sikandar Raza, the reliance certainly is not there anymore, only on him. Brian Bennett has been performing. We've got Marumani, who's in the form of his life, and talk about Evans, Maposa and Ngrava, who are probably the most disciplined bowling unit that we've seen as well. But the fact is, Pakistan is already qualified. So we're at top of the points table with 6 points. So if Sri Lanka don't only have to win this, they've got to win it by a huge margin. And at the end of the day, they've got to beat Pakistan in their final game as well. But going with a big margin means they've got to get out Zimbabwe cheaply and score the total in record number of overs. That's the only way they're going to move forward. But that's it from this edition of the Scoreboard. From me and my entire team, it's goodbye for now.